Well, Mr. Jayenes, Mr. Manuel, thanks for being with us today. And we're going to ask you a series of questions pertaining to what you do, what you think the county needs, and these questions have been contributed by readers as well as our staff. So, Mr. Manuel, you won the coin toss, so we'll ask you first. You have 2 minutes to answer each question and 1 minute for rebuttal. So, start off with a pretty general one. What does the county commissioner do, and why is this race important to the county residents?
The 4 county commissioners and the county judge manage our sheriff's department, court system, the healthcare department, and the jail system for the county, as well as they have influence over the water and transportation projects in the county. I feel it's a vitally important race and a vitally important position because we are building and creating the infrastructure for the entire county. I believe Collin County is at a point right now where the cities have to work together. They have to focus together in order to create a vision for the future of Collin County. And this position is vital to that. It's vital to not only the county itself, but how the cities can work with the county and how the cities can build up from there.
Okay. Mr. Jaynes?
Every county has a commissioner's court, 4 commissioners elected from precincts and a county judge. And whether the county has 350 people in it or 750,000, such as Collin County, or 4 million like Harris County, 4 commissioners and a county judge. And I always tell people it's always sort of like being mayor and city council for the county. The county judge is elected from county-wide, and the county commissioners are elected from districts. We call them precincts. And precinct 3 is about 75% of the geography of the county, probably about 40% of the population. And precinct 3 is especially important because Collin County is still 50% undeveloped. And precinct 3 is where the majority of that undeveloped area is. And we set the budget for various county agencies, about a $265 million budget. About 2/3 of that goes toward criminal justice. But we also partner with the cities and the state in transportation projects, whether it be Custer, 121, 380 and 75 intersection, which we're starting this week. And another thing I'm proud of, we've been partnering with the cities for the preservation of open space, because as we grow and develop, you're going to see roads, you're going to see jail beds, but open space is something that unless we preserve it, we're going to lose it forever. So we're working in that area as well. And our last 3 bond elections have had to deal with transportation, open space, and facilities such as the new courthouse. But it's basically anytime you do something legal in this county, it comes through the county, which Commissioner's Court sets the budget for.
Okay. I don't know if that question really lends itself to rebuttal, so we'll go on to the next one. Mr. Jaynes, what do you think are the most pressing issues McKinney will face in the next few years, and what's your plan to address them?
All of them are under the umbrella of growth, and transportation is huge. We're going to have to get going with 75. We're going to have to start working on Highway 5, a little bit further north, McKinney State Highway 121 north. And the thing about that, those are all state roads, and the TxDOT has announced, Texas Department of Transportation has announced that it's broke. So we're hoping with this upcoming legislative session we'll be able to address that issue. In the meantime, with the 121 construction you see going on, the region, the 4-county region, Collin, Denton, Dallas, and Tarrant received $3.2 billion for road projects. Out of that $3.2 billion, Collin County received $1.5 billion. And so we're going to be using that to address 121, 75. We're using some of it on Custer, which is starting this week. And so, and that's a lot of money, but road-wise it won't go far. So we're going to be working with the legislature to see how we can address. It's almost like school finance issue was a couple of sessions ago. Transportation funding issue coming up. Transportation is one. Second one's going to be mass transit. We have the dark red line all the way up to Plano. We're doing a feasibility study now about bringing it up to McKinney, up to Melissa and Anna, because our traffic's supposed to double by 2030. We're not going to be able to double our roads. I mean, if we could, we're back to where we are today. So I think mass transit is going to be big. It's not going to be the silver bullet that takes care of all congestion, but it's going to be, I think, a major piece of the puzzle. You know, if you can get the mass transit coming up here and get a train station, say, at the Collin County Regional Airport, basically, you really got some synergy there.
I think we have 3 major issues that we're up against here in McKinney. First and foremost is going to be transportation. Then we have water, and then we have economic development. And really the fourth, if you would add one on, if you don't mind, is healthcare. When we talk about transportation, we're talking not just about roads, which we've been building, but also about mass transit. What are we doing to create a mass transit system, infrastructure for the entire county that's going to help citizens of McKinney get downtown, get over to Denton, get to where they need to be here in the county quickly? When we talk about water, what we're talking about is not just planning future reservoirs, which will have to be built for another 20 or 30 years, but also what are we doing to conserve, recycle, and reuse on the business side that can help keep us drought resistant over the next 20 to 30 years. And one of the best ways for us to do that is going to be to give businesses an incentive to work out a conservation, reuse, recycling incentive, and that will allow us as a county and as the city of McKinney to use less water per person, and that will give us the tolerance we need moving forward. When we talk about economic development, the biggest issue we have right now is that the cities themselves are fighting each other, not able to sustain and work out economic development plans. And lastly, when it comes to healthcare, we're looking at what can we do to ensure that we're servicing our indigent population without wasting money doing so.
Okay. All right. Anything to follow up?
I didn't have a chance to get to my third issue before my time was up, so I'll use my 1 minute rebuttal for that. Water is going to be a huge issue. Right now, you primarily see the North Texas Municipal Water District with the water issues going on. And the cities, of course, they provide the water. The county is not in the water business, not in the surface water business, or providing the water. But I think this next legislative session, you're going to see us going down to Austin, and we're going to work for a groundwater conservation district. 97% of our water is surface water. We're going to use more groundwater, and I think we're also going to need it to be in a permanent state of conservation. I think all cities should be in a modified state of stage 3. And so those three things, more surface water, which we have 2 reservoirs coming online, groundwater conservation district, and more conservation, I think will help address that issue over the next 50 years.
Okay. Manuel, last one.
This is a point where Joe and I do see some difference. When we talked to the North Texas Municipal Water District and looked at their plan for the next 50 years, groundwater conservation is expected to go from 3% of the budget of the water use to 5%. But when we look at conservation, reuse and recycling, that is needing to go from just over 10% right now to 27%. And that's something where I feel I'm very much more in tune with the North Texas Municipal Water District in how we have to set our focus, how we have to set our goals as far as the future, the far-flung future. Something that when we start looking at not just 5 or 10, but 50-year plans, that's where we need to be headed, is in tune with the Water District and the Corps of Engineers.
Okay. All right.